Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you very much for coming along to today's press conference. It's a very special one. Frank Warren is delighted to announce the signing of the gentleman on my left, Callum Johnson. He's the 2010 Commonwealth Games champion. He'll be making his professional debut at the Braehead Arena Saturday the 4th of December. The gentleman on my right on the undercard of Ricky Burns' WBO World Super Featherweight title defence. For Callum, it's going to be a big night. Obviously, Frank Warren is absolutely delighted to bring him into the stable. The gentleman on his left, as you all know, no introduction, but I will anyway, Naseem Hamed. He'll be the manager of Callum, providing you're applying for your licence. Once he gets all that cleared, he'll be managing Callum. So for Naz, it's a big night for him as well. He's returned to boxing. As you'll know, he's the former world featherweight champion, unified the title twice. And he fought up here in Scotland, so it's the first time back. First time back here. For Johnson, he's a sensational talent. Had a glittering amateur career, 120 fights, 95 wins, two-time Scottish ABA light heavyweight champion. He's captain of the Scottish boxing team at Delhi, and obviously won the gold medal. So he's an exciting young talent. Have a look at YouTube, see his fights on there. You'll see he's got a knockout punch with both hands, and he's certainly going to light up the game like Naz did in his days. For Frank Warren, obviously we sign up the best young fighters. That's our policy, and we're looking at developing Callum along with our other talents, James DeGale, who's challenging for the British super middleweight title in a few weeks. So they moved fast, and hopefully Callum will be the same. Obviously, Ricky's headlining the card, so Ricky's going to be looking out for Callum as well, giving him some advice. So for Ricky, he's got a big fight ahead of him against Andreas Emerson, his first title defence at the Braehead, which is going to be sold out on the night. Obviously, on his right, Billy Nelson and Naseem Hamed. So I'll start with Naz, if you'd like to say a few words.
Yeah, basically I'm here today. It's wicked to be back in Scotland, but I'm here on a mission with the Commonwealth gold medalist Callum Johnson, as hopefully the new light heavyweight sensation coming out of Scotland, and obviously he's fought for Scotland in the games. So I'm just as buzzing as much as him in regards of getting his career started, and just basically there for him for advice and as a manager. And I'm just looking forward to seeing him basically progress and win a world title. And I know 100% within my heart that he's got the ability, he's got the determination, he's very disciplined. And for anybody to go over to Delhi and win a gold medal, especially for Scotland, you know they've got the heart of a lion. And basically had his head right before all the fights, and he knew what he wanted. He went out and got gold and brought it back here. I think there's going to be a sensational knockout on the 4th, coming from Callum, knowing how good he punches. And I just think that the whole Scottish public over here should back a fighter who won a gold medal for Scotland, and I'm sure that they will do, and I'm sure that they're all very, very happy in what they've seen in regards of him winning the gold medal. I'm just really happy that I've got the opportunity to become a manager for the first time and going back into boxing and put a little bit back into boxing what I actually know. And there's no better in my eyes to start with a fighter like Callum Johnson. So I'm looking forward to it, and it'll be good to see your new world champion, Mr. Burns, who needs a massive congrats, like I told him out there, in defending his title. So I'm really, really happy and made up, and all the success in the world to you.
Thanks
and I'll be looking forward to watch you defend your title and all the progress that you're going to make. And that's it from me.
Thank you, Naz. Callum?
I just want you, Callum.
I think he said everything, hasn't he? I just want to say how excited I am turning professional, making my debut up in Scotland. Obviously, like Nat said, I won the gold medal for Scotland. Naz is my manager, Frank Warner's my promoter. I mean, what more could you ask for? Boxing live on Sky Sports, probably the biggest TV network in Britain, probably in the world, so I'm looking forward to that. And I was there when Ricky won the title in the Kelvin Hall, and what a night that was, and to be making my debut on his undercard, you know, just unbelievable. And I'm, like I say, again, I'm just so proud to be doing that, and thanks for Ricky, like, to be able to box on the undercard of him. I'm really looking forward to it. Thank you. And that's about it. He said everything I was going to say.
Right, Ricky?
Well, obviously, the fight's only a couple of weeks away. Obviously, the card was looking good. It's looking now it's looking even better now Callum's been added to it. I'm sure he's going to go out there and put in the performances the way he done at the Commonwealth Games. Again, just really looking forward to it. And again, meeting Naz. I grew up watching Naz when we were younger, so I did. So it's an honour to meet him as well. So,
Bill?
Just reiterate what everybody's saying. I was fortunate enough this morning to have Callum in the gym, and I can assure everybody that he's a multi-talented boxer. I think the boy's got potential to go the whole way, and it's a great addition to the bill. And as long as Ricky Burns wins, there's going to be many good nights up here, and Callum can be part of that.
Great. With that, open the floor.
I noticed on your profile that Naz was one of your heroes. Obviously, it was a no-brainer then to go to Naz as a manager.
Yeah, when obviously we met through a mutual friend, and when like I got to meet him and like in person, and just felt right, you know. And like he said, watching him as a kid, I used to stay up late to watch him, and to be working with him now is like a childhood dream, you know. So yeah, it's really good.
What did you bring to the role of manager? Naz, what can you provide for Callum?
Well, basically, I'm going to be overlooking his career in regards of who he fights, and when he fights and where he fights, and basically, I'm going to be there for him in every way, not just on a boxing front. Hopefully, on advice. There's a lot of fighters that come out the game that have won world titles that end up penniless. And I can't really work that out. I mean, thank God I've done well and I've looked after my money, but there's the whole of that aspect of the game for him in regards of making sure that he's all right on a tax point of view and everything else. Because a guy that's going to be very successful is going to be rich, and he's going to obviously know how he's got to deal with all of that. And we've already been there, and there's going to be contracts that's got to be negotiated for him when he is very successful. But I'm going to be honest, that side of it doesn't really interest me as much as actually going in a gym. It may be called a manager, but I'm actually happy enough to feel that I can pass on a hell of a lot of my knowledge of becoming world champion and defending it 15 times in becoming a world champion and remaining a world champion. And I believe that I've got a lot to give in that way. And I'm just looking forward to Callum being one of the first ones to actually go through a hell of a lot with him in regards to the secrets that I personally know in boxing, that I'd love to pass on to him. And we've already had a few chats already, and I'm sure he's took some of them in already.
I was always on your mind to go into boxing management. Was something special with Callum?
To be honest, I never thought I was going to come back into boxing, but there was a lot of people after some of the years went by saying, you know, you've done so much in boxing, why would you never come back into the game in a different way? And with the knowledge that you've got in boxing and knowing so much about it, why would you not pass it on? And I had a good think about that, and basically the opportunity came up with Callum first. We've got a very, very good friend of ours that's like family, called Perry, who's here today, who's brought him and looking after him with his father. And he basically rang me up one day and said, did you watch the Commonwealth Games that Callum Johnson won the gold medal, and his father said, would you like, you know, to meet them and discuss and hopefully look at managing them. So I invited him to my house. We had a good chat, and we felt it was right to do. And I'm more than delighted to start with the likes of Callum, because and even if he was the only one, to be honest, I'd be happy. I'm not going to overdo the whole of my schedule on a load of fighters. I mean, thank God I've done great in the game. And I'm financially stable, thank God, and have been for quite a while. And I've got to spend a hell of a lot of time with my beautiful kids. I've got 3 boys, and that's one of the big reasons that I came out of the game at the age of 28. But now's the time to actually put something back in my eyes to the game, especially with boxing being so down at the moment. Boxing has become a little bit downtrodden, and it needs sparkle put back into boxing, and I think that Callum Johnson is definitely going to be the man to put that in, and hopefully with the influence that we're going to be putting into him, I reckon that he's going to be the best breath of fresh air that boxing can have at this particular time. You know, you guys have got a gold medalist from here. You know, he's flying your flag. He's going to remain to fly the Scottish flag and the British flag, because he is British. And he's very, very confident, and I'm confident in his ability. And I can't wait. I can't wait to start him off of having a great professional career. I think his first 10 fights will be 10 knockouts. I've said that from the start, and I think he'll be world champion within 3 years. There's a lot of people that can doubt me, but I know the game. I know it well, and I'm very confident with his ability. One of the first times I watched him fight, I actually seen him throw one of the best left hooks that I've personally seen. And when you're watching an amateur do that, only God knows what they're going to do as a professional. So I'm looking forward to him throwing that left hook as precise as he throws it, and as crisp as he throws that left hook. I'm telling all them light heavyweights right now, if you get hit with that left hook, it's good night. If you get hit with that left hook, I'm telling them now, from the beginning of this kid's career, and if they don't believe me, you know, like Richard said, just go onto YouTube and you watch one of the fastest knockouts in a ring. It's one punch, and the guy's nearly halfway out the ring. So I'm a bit of a fan of Callum Johnson too, right now. I've been watching him, I've been studying him, I've been figuring a whole way of improving his style, the way he fights. But I actually already like his confidence. I love his confidence. He reminds me a little bit of myself, of knowing that he can knock people out. And in my eyes, he knows deep down in his heart, if he hits any light heavyweight, he's taking them out. And that's what I'm into. I'm not into guys that want to powder punch and run round the ring for 12 rounds. I'm into guys that want to come out. I'm talking about want to come out and shock the world with devastating power. And I'm telling you now, when you see him, hopefully, God willing, on the 4th of December on his debut, you're going to see explosive power, crisp left hook. And you've got to, don't blink, because you missed that left hook. That's all I'm telling you. That's all I'm telling you. You know, I don't want to talk too much about him, but I'm very, very confident with his ability, and I can feel him sat there, you know, beside me, in a way, a little bit maybe nervous in performing. But you know what? This kid will rise to every occasion, and you know, it just shows it that he's done what he's done as an amateur through the confidence with his ability. Guys just don't win gold medals. Guys just don't fight on an international level and beat people across the world year in, year out. This is a fully fledged 25-year-old man who's ready to do business. We ain't talking about a kid turning professional. We're talking about a grown-ass man. that's going to be taking out grown-ass men. So that's what I'm telling you. I'm very, very confident.
Naz has just talked his way back into the undercard. Anderson.
Come on, Richard. You know I've never been an undercard fighter. You know, and like I said before, the fact that we're doing it with you know, how proud you are at the moment with Scotland's pride at the moment, Ricky. I'm just so happy that I'm going to be able to watch him live. I'd love to watch him in the flesh, and you know, I know what he says, that he used to watch me as a kid and he's really, really happy and everything, but the feeling's mutual, you know. At the end of the day, it's no joke to become a world champion, and I'm just so happy that Callum's getting to fight on his undercard, fighting in Scotland, knowing that he won the gold medal for Scotland. So it's going to be a pleasure all round.
Callum, you said you're Kelvin Hall that night, Ricky, when his title. The atmosphere must have been something special.
Yeah, the atmosphere was amazing, and I can remember watching, not really seeing that much of Ricky before, and you see the first round, and he got knocked down and he got back up, and then he come into the fight and to be honest, I've never been the inspiration I felt that night. I'm just listening to the crowd, and I was watching, and I was just thinking to myself, this is where I want to be. You know, I was thinking one day I want to be doing what he's doing now, and like I say, to be boxing on his undercards again, it's a great honour. But he did inspire me that night a hell of a lot, and like I say, it's just proud to be boxing on his undercard.
How much has your life changed since the gold medal?
Since winning the gold, it's changed dramatically, you know, but for the good. Like I say, I've been doing all sorts of media things and this, that and the other. Just gone from a normal kid to sort of being in the limelight of things, and you know, but I've still got to keep my feet on the ground and concentrate on training, because at the end of the day, it's where it's got me today. So I can't let it go to my head. But you know, I'm looking forward to my pro career, and hopefully, like Naz says, and obviously win a world title, you know, like Ricky has done.
Callum, is that being world champion something you're in?
Of course, I'm not in the game, you know, to sort of look at being a British champion or a Commonwealth champion. Don't get me wrong, that's obviously something I want to achieve along the way. But I'm looking at getting to the top, you know, because every boxer wants to get to the top. So I'm in the game to win. Yeah.
Callum, have you thought about having any kind of Scottish connection in terms of your training?
Yeah, we've like I say, there's nothing been sorted yet. But like I say, we've been talking to Billy, and there's a few other people. You know, just like I say, I'm just training as I have been doing at home yet, and we've not made any decisions yet.
You get family up here, they obviously delighted.
Yeah, of course. Like my grandma, I mean, she's over the moon. I mean, when she saw me on top of the podium and Flower Scotland was playing, I mean, it brought tears to her eyes, you know. So, and I've got a lot of Scottish family up here, and they're all coming to the fight, and they're excited about it. And I've got my uncle. It's my my uncle. Sorry, yeah. He lives in America, but he's actually flying over for my debut. He's coming over to watch my debut, so that's good to be seeing him. I've not seen him for a couple of years, so it's all looking very exciting, and I just can't wait to get in there and do the business.
Ricky, did you get to catch much of Callum's performances on the TV and
Because we've been training for the fight, I've known, but you know, obviously I've been reading up on him, and you know, as Naz said, very big puncher. Billy's just said to me as well, he was looking good in the gym the day and that as well. So again, I'm looking forward to seeing his debut on the undercard.
Perfect. Any further questions? Right, I think everyone's done all the talking. So look forward to the fighting now. So December the 4th, Callum Johnson, of course, makes his pro debut. Available now for pictures and one-on-one interviews. Thank you.
Tell me about that. Come on. Straight in the middle here.
Cal.
Just bring it in slightly.
Seats in the back here.
Just wipe down this way.
Over to your left, guys.
Naz, just right down the pipe there, guys. There we go. Naz, that's it there. That's it.
Once more down here, please.
Guys, just in here again.
No, I just.